It's 6:30, so I'd like to call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum, as Jennifer said. If you guys could look at the minutes for last month and see if there are any corrections, changes, or any notes, questions that we have. I did see in this, let's see, where was it? So item 4C, the name of Flash the Firefly, we're missing one P in front of the fly.
I thought we weren't doing a double P on that.
I thought we were doing the double P, but
I know who to ask.
Tiara,
We are doing the double P.
I thought we were doing like triple Ps. Is it going to be PF Flash, PF Fire, PF Fly?
I think y'all voted on triple Ps.
I thought we did as well.
I will correct the minutes to the preferred triple P.
And that was the only thing I had saw. Does anybody else have any questions, comments? If we can have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes?
Aye, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Discussion regarding Friends of the Library report.
All right. Good evening, Library Board. I'm Aaron Millis, Friends of the Library Board member and president. Last week was the annual Amplify event, and we saw a wonderful turnout, raising just over $1,900. Actual donations were a bit higher than that because nearly all the contributors opted to cover processing fees for the platform. So we're actually going to see pretty much $1,900, which is great. We've got an upcoming event, book sale, April 2nd. It's a Thursday just before Easter. It's about 3 weeks away. Our annual meeting is coming up on April 21st here at the library. We're honoring teen volunteers, talking about all we've done this year and acknowledging the Audrey T. Deering Wing. The install for that signage is now on the calendar, and it's about a month out. We received a contact this past weekend from a local Girl Scout working on her Gold Award project, which is very exciting. I had to look up what it was. It's similar to the Eagle Scout, if you're not familiar. They do the project pretty much at the end of their tenure, and they're looking for funding for a library-related project. We're excited to talk with her at our next meeting to see what this rising star wishes to do to improve her community. Our next meeting, next week, March 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, 4 p.m. here at the library. We have a very full agenda at this point with the book sale, commemoration, Girl Scout, and our regular parliamentary procedure. As always, friends are welcome to attend all of our meetings. And that's pretty much it. Is there any questions, concerns, communications you'd like me to relay to the friends?
What time is the book sale on April 2nd?
It starts when the library opens at 10 a.m., goes all the way to just before the library closes. It'll be 7:30-ish.
Thank you.
Aaron, you guys had set a pretty lofty goal of like $5,000 for the Amplify Austin.
So we put $8,000 up there, and that's just because it's the number that we're increasing the allocation to the library this year. We were hoping that putting up that number and saying this is why we've got this number here would encourage larger donations. And I think it did for the most part. We didn't expect to make that goal.
And the next board meeting, is that the 40-year anniversary?
No, 2 board meetings from now.
Two board meetings,
Next
so.
week is our next board meeting. It's going to be the one we plan and talk about the book sale and stuff. It's the one in April that is our annual.
And last thing to inform the board, you guys changed prices, right?
We did vote to change the prices. We're calling it a simplification because that's more what it is. Instead of having the 9 different categories, we're essentially going to have 3 prices. It's either $1, $2, or $3. And we'll have signage that makes that obvious during the sale.
On the Girl Scout project, is she coming up with an idea, or is that going to be a collaborative thing?
So I know very little. We just got contacted. This is all on the girl. So she comes up with a project. She comes up with how she wants to fund it. She essentially assembles her team and gets an advisor involved. And we're hopefully going to just be supplying the money and materials.
Okay, great. I don't have an agenda item, but one of the things that I'd love to talk more with the friends about was whether we could do any additional events where we draw in maybe senior citizens into the library for a story time, maybe for Grandparents' Day or something like that. So that we might have a special event for them to come in, and maybe for kids to like hear their stories, and then maybe find some kids' books here that might be similar to some of their stories.
So we would absolutely be open to covering costs on something like that, but the actual program would probably be through library staff. So if they wanted to run a program like that, we would absolutely find some way to support that.
Okay, awesome.
Who would Jessica talk to about maybe brainstorming?
Head of Youth Services, right there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect, so there's your contact.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions for the library board? Or Friends Library? All right, moving on to item 4B, the marketing and outreach update. I believe that's probably gonna be Tiara.
Yes, it will be me. So yes, we had a great month last month. We had fewer outreach events than we did last year, just not as many Black History Month presentations. But we are having a pretty slam month. Today I had my 4th outreach event of the week, and I'm gonna have 3 tomorrow. So it's gonna be a busy day for sure, and a busy week. So yeah, I think requests seem to change seasonally and through the years. Right now we're getting like requests for literacy nights and things like that. So I'm expecting that to continue increasing throughout the next couple of months. So yeah. And then for Flash, I actually reached out to our communications department, and Wade, he sent over some concepts. I also sent this guy, because this is the original sort of sketch that we had. So I'm just gonna pass I made 3 copies because I figured that would be enough to look at. And then just let me know if you favor any of them, and then I'll bring that feedback back to the staff. And I'm hoping to do like some kind of, like using this as like a template for, I guess, a digital concept. Yeah. And let me know if that's a good amount.
I mean, right off the bat, I like number 1. I like the cartoon kind of
Yeah.
look. I like number 1 or ours, original one. I think those are both great.
Okay.
I like original a lot.
I also like number 1 for the same reasons.
Okay.
But the original one is good too.
What about y'all?
I actually agree with him. Number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1's got dead eyes though. Look at his eyes, he doesn't have,
Yeah.
Yeah, but number 2's eyes are a little intense.
they are. Are these, my first question, are these like AI concepts?
I'm not sure. Wade's just sent them over. The communications sent them to me, so.
I would say probably
I think probably.
98%.
I assume these are concepts. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I would push for like original art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a way to, because I know y'all hold like Comic-Con, Ren fairs, a whole bunch of artist type people come here. Is there a way to reach out to maybe some that y'all have worked with previously, give them the original and ask them to come up with a workup?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely run that by our comms team, but I like that idea personally,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Erin might be a good person, Erin Sellers.
Yeah, she definitely knows some people. Maybe even the mural person. We have somebody who did like a very cartoonish
Might cost
mural.
if we bring in an artist.
I might be able to help with that. So Keenan and Sam Lofty are guys that I play Dungeons & Dragons and stuff with. And Jeff D used to draw for TSR and Diesel. So I know a couple people artists in the industry that might be able to sneak a favor in.
Okay.
And I know Rosalie Higashi, I know she's here quite a bit for y'all's different, so I could get her too as well. That'd be
Yeah.
really cool to have 3 different concepts from different artists in other areas.
Yeah,
That'd
that
be
would be very
interesting.
cool.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, if you want to head it up and then just reach out to us as needed,
All right, awesome.
or
Yeah, sounds
whatever
great.
you need.
I'll bring this feedback back to the communications
Yes.
department and we'll go from there.
What I do love about the original is the Pflugerville logo on the book.
Yes.
I feel like it makes it sound like, oh, I know that's a
That,
Pflugerville
Yeah.
mascot, you know?
I also like the glowing firefly part of it, like at the bottom. That's the little abdomen glow.
That's true,
It's
yeah.
it's really nice.
Sounds good.
Mm,
All right, awesome. Thank you guys for your feedback.
thank you, Tara.
Any other questions or comments? All right, moving on to agenda item 4C, the library director report.
Yes, I have the wrong year at the top. That'll be corrected. So, I have 17 down for enhanced cards, but Melissa told me there's actually 34 now, maybe more. And she's gonna talk about the enhanced cards in just a little bit. As you can see, our stats are still looking pretty good. For the most part, they're higher than last year. Just the physical visits are not quite as high. We did have some ice days that we were closed, so that accounts for some of that. I can't believe it's the 18th Romance Readers Social just happened with authors and aficionados of romances and giveaways and crafts and everything, and over 100 people came to that, so that was awesome. Something new that we're doing, we started doing it this month, is called Borrow a Librarian, and it's basically people can register to have 1 hour of one-on-one help with the librarian on, pretty much anything they want. I had somebody come in, she had 3 devices she wanted help with. 2 were one was a cassette player and one was a CD player. So I was like, okay, we're in my ballpark. And then the other one was her phone. And so I was able to help her with that. She seemed very pleased. I think Daniel has somebody coming for genealogy tomorrow. So that will happen tomorrow, but it could be a lot of things, reference help, job application, helping people navigate it. We can't tell them what to put in it, but we can help them navigate the systems. So I'm going to keep doing that because it's kind of fun, and hopefully it'll get more attention and people will come. We had a Black History Month virtual book buzz. And upcoming stuff I put on here, it actually just happened, the Stuffed Animals Sleepover, which is super cute if you're not familiar with that. Basically, kids drop off their favorite stuffy, and the youth department does a great job of chronicling the sleepover with story times and snacks and everything.
Really cute.
That's adorable.
And upcoming is Pet Fest. It's one of my favorites. It's Saturday. Yes, we had alpaca here one year. It was amazing. That's it for the report. Do y'all have any questions?
For the Borrow a Librarian, is that currently just offered in English?
It is, but that is a great point. We do have Spanish-speaking and Vietnamese-speaking staff, so
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That'd be excellent to have those other options.
That would be great.
Yeah. Pet Fest starts when the library opens on Saturday?
It's from 2 to 4.
2 to 4, okay.
Are there going to be miniature horses again?
Very,
Good question.
the horses?
No, Mini Horses will not be here. She's got another event she's going to. We are having Lone Star Disc Dogs doing Frisbee tricks. And they'll be outside there, as well as a number of rescues and pet caricatures and Ms. Poppy the Clown, who's our perennial guest. Temporary tattoos, a bunch of crafts. If y'all have a dog and you need a little pouch to carry your waste bags, we're gonna have DIY crafts for those, as well as some cat toys and yeah, lots of fun stuff.
And the mini horses make regular appearances.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
they're
yeah.
usually here once a month.
Yeah, for the youth, I know you schedule them, and then our adult librarians have adult, like, petting zoo or whatever, and they'll have the horses there quite often, yeah. I love those horses because one of them has a lot of attitude.
Any other questions or comments about the library director's report?
When are you fielding the survey?
Friday, the survey will go out. The communications team wanted it on their platform, so Melissa's put it all over on their platform for me, which is awesome. And then I'll have some printed ones around the library also.
All right, going back up to item 2 real quick. I always forget this because it's above the other thing. Public comment, do we have any public comment?
No.
Okay. So moving on to agenda item 4D, the potential Friends of the Library Board Summit. I sent Jennifer a update on libraries to consider inviting. Did that go out to everybody or no?
I did not probably put that out to everybody, but I will.
Okay.
It's the usual suspects, I believe.
I contacted several libraries, Austin Central, and trying to get contact information for their library board and their friends group if they have one. So the 4 Austin Central libraries I was considering were the ones that would be part of North Austin? Or North Austin? Which would be Wells Branch, Spicewood Springs, John Gillum, and Little Walnut Creek. So they're smaller subsidiaries of the main Austin Central Library. Of course, we'd invite Austin Central, Georgetown, Hutto, Round Rock, Cedar Park, and then I tried to get in contact with Maynard and Leander, but I didn't get a response back from them. And then as I was going to Waco this past week, 2 weekends before, we drove by the library in Bartlett, and there was all kinds of cars out there. So I stopped because I was thinking they were having a book sale, and I was going to grab some books. But they were having like a 40-year anniversary for their library, so they gave me some free barbecue. But I talked to the library. She's not a director, but she works for the city, and she's in charge of the library. And she said she would love to come. So Bartlett would be on that list as well.
Did you have John Gillum on that list?
I did, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Maynard doesn't have a library.
They don't? Maybe
It's off and on.
Yeah.
You
It's in a
mentioned
restaurant.
Wells Branch?
Yeah.
They're not part of Austin Public.
Okay.
They're a separate entity.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if they have a friends group. I don't remember. They definitely have a board.
If you want me to, I can reach out to their directors.
That would be outstanding. Yeah, if you could reach out to them and see if they can give us contact information, or if they'd be willing to pass information along to their library board at the next meeting and give them our contact information.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any other libraries that they think we should reach out to, or
Was that?
Cedar Park? Did you get that?
Cedar Park? Yeah.
You said Spicewood Springs? Is it Spicewood Springs or Spicewood Community Library?
It says Austin Spicewood Springs.
It's a branch.
Okay, so there is a Spicewood Community Library. They're actually working on building a whole new library. They did really well on Amplify. So Jim, and I can't think of his last name, is involved with their friends group. Last name begins with an M.
Okay.
They're further south, but Dripping Springs was doing, their friends group was doing a capital campaign. That seemed very interesting, so you might want to reach out to them.
Okay.
Did you mention Maynard? Do they have a library?
We said Maynard, they don't think they have a library.
Maynard's kind of a weird situation. They sometimes have a volunteer library, but since it's volunteer, it's not always open, and it's in the back of a restaurant, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I talked
What
to
about
somebody
Taylor?
from Outreach.
Does Taylor have a library?
Yes.
I did not have Taylor on the list, but that is a great.
And what about Elgin?
Hutto?
I got Hutto, and what was the other one?
Elgin?
I didn't have Elgin on the list either.
You might also want to add Bastrop.
Bastrop?
Leander, did you say?
Yeah.
I had Leander on the list.
Okay.
Amy Miller. And which one? Brown Rock's on the list.
And then the West Bank, I think is their
Community
name?
Library,
Community
yeah.
Library, they're like a district,
West Bank Community Library?
and they're on the west side of town.
What about Liberty Hill? I know they have it's a smaller library, so I'm not sure what their friends or board situation is, but.
All right, so I will compile this list, Liberty Hill, and resend it to you so that
Yes.
you can reach out just to see if they're interested, and then come back to the board with this list to say, this is what we got. The next part of that was seminar ideas. And so this is a list, but I was just going to go through them to see what you guys thought on maybe picking like the top 6 out of this list. And it's probably going to be too much to write it down. So hopefully Jennifer can send it out after the meeting so you guys can have it. And then we can just review it at the next meeting. So one idea was tech tools with nonprofit pricing. Kim brought that one up. Setting up events with local businesses. Volunteer outreach and communication. Or you can just watch it back. You can watch it back on the Pflugerville website.
Or YouTube.
Or YouTube, there you go. So volunteer outreach and communication, branding, chasing financial donations outside of book sales, book sale best practices, overcoming hurdles as a friends group, retention, how to keep an active friends membership, creative storage ideas for donations, what can we accomplish as a friends group, how to work well with your library director, how to work well with your library board, how to work well with your city council, filing taxes as a nonprofit, scholarships and other recognition, marketing your friends group, and adding modern tech to your friends group. So I know that's a lot to take in, but if you guys had any immediate ideas that I didn't mention.
I would actually suggest that we hold on that until we get more interest, because we'd want to ask them what they're interested in as well.
Okay.
So.
All right.
If you send me the list, I'll send it out.
Okay.
An idea here is maybe how friends and library can come together to improve engagement. I think that's a great one. There's a lot of great ones in there too. The one that kind of spoke out to me was a person as well on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked a lot of those topics. I think 2 that stood out for me that can help really move the needle are the taxes as a nonprofit, just because they don't, like you were saying, there's not a lot of institutional knowledge that gets passed on necessarily. And then also tech tools with nonprofit pricing, and financial ways to raise finances outside of book sales also.
All right.
One, and I'm just going to throw it out there. A lot of friends groups are very hesitant to form foundations, but it's a good tool for them to do because they can solicit more money that way.
Form foundations like with other friends groups or?
No.
Becoming legit.
They become a foundation.
Got it,
And
okay.
can accept endowments and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot too, because we could have a law firm come in and talk about how they do that.
All right. So, anything else? Aaron, you have any suggestions, ideas?
Oh, I'm listening.
All right.
Idea here. So when we do this and hope that is very well received and successful, is the idea that maybe next year another one of these libraries takes it and does a summit and we join them and we have like a rotating summit.
So, I mean, I would, I'll be gone next year, so someone else will have to take up the mantle. But, I always I would be proud to have it at Pflugerville every time, but it does make sense to rotate it to different libraries if they wanted to host. But then maybe if they didn't, because we have such a strong board and strong friends group, that we would step back in to make sure it happened if we wanted it to happen. But we'll reach out and see if we can get some responses from library directors, get some contact information, just to see if they'd want to participate, and then approach and give you guys a list next round. And this, of course, even though we're kind of spearheading it, I would defer to the friends group to be like, because it's a summit for the friends, and be like, which do you guys want to see? So this is what the board would suggest for our 6. What do y'all want to pick?
Which we did bring this up at the last meeting, and the friends did say we're at least not saying no. That was pretty much all the vote was we're listening. Obviously not this year, but we're not saying absolutely don't do it. So that is as far as we've engaged on this. We're letting Matt run.
All right, so that's some movement and progress. Does anybody else have any comments, questions, ideas?
I just think it'd be great if we do have the summit to have the content that we present there live on our YouTube channel, so that it's a data bank and a resource for other friends groups, even if they're not able to make the summit. And we can just kind of continue to grow those resources for other groups.
Outstanding.
Can I just make a helpful hint?
Yes, ma'am.
As soon as you have a date in mind for this, get it on the calendar for the booking the rooms, because we fill up very quickly. The programmers will hog all of the space.
What we talked about was targeting August, since it's the month you guys
August
are kind
is,
of off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
August would be ideal. You'd have your pick.
Okay. And so, the other thing would be, Kim and I talked about it. So Kim is the treasurer for the Friends group, and she's very excited about it as well. So she's been, she knows some of the other Friends groups that she's scheduling coffee with to bring it up to them. But she also said that, I just lost what I was thinking. Totally left my mind. All right, moving on to our special guest and the summer reading program.
All right, greetings board. The summer reading program for a number of years now, Pflugerville Public Library's program has moved away from the typical summer reading program where children get small prizes throughout the summer to one in which a friendly competition is held. The goal is to incentivize reading for pleasure, not to get a small piece of plastic that's going to end up in a landfill at the end of the month. We have 4 teams, typically red, yellow, green, and blue, and participants can choose their team color. The team with the highest average number of minutes read at the end of July is the winner. The competition is for all ages. Families can choose to all be on the same team and work together, or they could choose a different color, whatever works best for them, and keep the competition within the family in addition to the library. We run the program through beanstack.com. It's an online tracking platform. The adult librarians do have an additional summer reading challenge that is strictly for adults, which they earn an incentive for completion. However, adults are welcome to participate in both challenges. They're not mutually exclusive. So it's a little bit different, but has been working well for us the last few years. So any questions?
Is there a digital or physical format that the kids engage with regularly to track their progress?
Their parents can help them log their minutes. We don't encourage them to get on. The parents have to create the account on Beanstack. So what we do each week during the summer is I run a report as to what the different teams are, how much they've read, and TR will post it on social media. We've also posted it around the library in the past so they can see how their team's doing as the summer progresses.
How many youth would you say that you have every year?
We've had, so quite a few register. Not all of them will log time because that's up to the parents. I would say we typically, if memory serves, have about 300-400 people signing up each year.
And I think it's around 5,000 hours read or something.
Yeah. It ends up being a lot of hours. Some people are super readers, and it's held steady, the amount of engagement the last couple of years at least.
How many weeks does it go on for?
It starts in June and ends the last week in July.
And my last question, would you be open to weekly prizes for giveaways?
We kind of got away from them because kids were just tossing them on the floors. And as I said, they ended up in landfills. Sometimes community groups will donate, like say Dairy Queen will donate a free cone or something like that. And we've given those out more as thanks for coming to the library today, rather than as a reading prize. We'd be open to discussion about it, but it can be hard to solicit prizes, and we don't have a budget for it.
What if, I'm volunteering this again, but what if the library board solicited the prizes?
I mean, it's a possibility. There's certainly ways to incorporate them to be redeemed in Beanstack. So say they hit, 100 hours read over the course of the summer, and they can get their coupon for Dairy Queen or whatever. But then it would be on the parents to come to the library to come pick it up.
What about like a weekly drawing where everyone who logged hours that week is, one random winner is picked for a larger prize or 3 larger prizes?
I mean, that's certainly possible. I know Betty has done drawings within, and I've done them too. We don't generally do them weekly. It's usually at the end of the summer we do a drawing for whatever the prize is. I've had, like for the teens this past winter, I had, they had a whole year-long competition that they read different categories over the year, and those that completed that, they got put in for a drawing for a Kindle Fire or a Fire tablet. So that's certainly possible. Weekly may be hard because if I recall, Beanstack doesn't always show when they log, just that they have logged.
So would we propose it to you, like maybe just a monthly prize?
I would pull in my
Okay.
head of youth services and head of adult services into that conversation. I think it's something that the 4 of us could hash out.
And what would the board think about that?
What the prizes?
Yeah,
I think that's great.
like curating like a couple of prize groups or something just for like monthly prizes for everyone who logs hours.
Yeah.
I do agree it should be something that's not like, something they're gonna wanna just throw on the floor, the
Yeah.
like pizza party. Hey, you get a Domino's pizza because you finished this. But yeah, something that's not just easily discardable as well.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we could tie in like a local vendor or something like that, so encourage more circulation through the community in addition to the reading prize.
100%.
I think
Sounds
it's
How
a,
many people log hours? You said like 300 or 400 sign up. Do we know how many roughly log hours?
You know?
About 3/4 of them will actually log.
Did you see an increase when you moved to Beanstack compared to whatever you were using before?
It was kind of during the COVID transition, so that kind of everything fell apart then
Yeah.
with tracking. And so I would say there was a dip and then it came back up.
Okay. The reason I ask is because I have a super reader too, and I got overwhelmed with Beanstack because I would have had to constantly be logging her in to do it. So I was wondering if there's been any discussion about workarounds so that parents don't feel that pressure to be like, I don't know if there's like a team captain you could just text your minutes to or something that they could log them or something like that would still
Yeah.
encourage participation but maybe lessen the expectation on parents.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know that we have the staff to somebody would probably be logging all day.
Oh no, I meant like volunteers, like people
yeah.
who are already participating, not staff. You all have enough to do.
I mean, it's possible, and we might have some volunteers that be willing to do it. Beanstack can be a little tricky sometimes. As you can tell, it can be a little overwhelming. That's why we do minutes for the youth rather than for adults. They do book titles, and sometimes that can be a little more difficult to enter. So we try to simplify it by just putting in 20-minute sections and keeping track that way. And you can actually keep track on a piece of paper at home and enter it all at once at the end of the year. At the end of the summer. You don't have to do it daily or weekly.
Okay.
And that's part of the instructions. You can, hoard all your minutes and then log it all at the very end of July so your team jumps ahead as a surprise. So, it's whenever the parents have time.
Okay.
I just had another great idea. Maybe. So if the library board would like to, and we sponsor a couple monthly prizes, and if it gets approved by the youth library director and our library director, could we give out those prizes at the board meeting and say, invite whoever won, so we can get a photo opportunity for the city webpage?
We probably could. Again, I think that's something that we would have to work out. Let's work out the prize thing first. I had a thought very similar to that. The 1,000 books before kindergarten, how the kid would get their photograph and get highlighted and everything. That is something we could do with the super readers, maybe.
Okay.
That would be cool.
I'd have to look to see what Beanstack's reports look like, if they have one that shows me who read the most individually, you know. I imagine that's in there somewhere. I may just have to dig around. They have a number of different report formats. But I might be able to see, you know, who actually read the most minutes individually.
Yep.
Just to follow up to the board thing, are we still not having board meetings in July?
No board meetings in July.
So then that would,
Good call.
yeah.
Is there a board member that would like to take point on putting a proposition together and maybe resourcing prize ideas and present it to Jennifer?
Just real quickly, the proposal would include prize ideas and what else? Like just how it would work?
Yeah, so, you know, we're proposing like a monthly prize and just brainstorming ideas, a little bit, and then sending it.
Yeah, I can take that initiative on and have it for our next meeting. And send it ahead of time too.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, does anybody else have any other questions or comments about the summer reading program?
I had a question that was more possibly open-ended. Would it be possible that a prize could also be choose your own crafts day, and let's say we allow them to choose something that's within our range, and then we can produce that class and they can join, or
The only problem I have with that is they plan 6 months to a year in advance.
got
so-
it. Yeah, I don't want to
Makes
be
it a little hard, yeah.
Okay.
Give Carmen a heart attack.
I'm just thinking about other potential ways, like we have a D&D person here. I'm sure kids would love to learn how to play D&D and they just don't have that facet in their life. So I'm just thinking about other creative things that are not necessarily plastic that could end up in a landfill and can potentially be a skill, a craft, or a trade, even if it's a fun one.
It could be
to
an
include.
experience too, like
Yeah.
be a librarian
Horseback
for a
riding.
day or, you know.
Yeah.
I do like the library.
Go show.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because what more would a super reader want, right?
Yeah.
So, like, especially
Free
young
entry
kids.
to the pool.
So
Yeah.
I'll definitely draw these up in the proposal, and then we'll kind of like pick what we like and then have a more final version after.
Sounds good.
It might also be cool to like go to like Bookboro or something and see if they want to donate a kid's book monthly or something.
Yeah.
Bring kids and parents into the shop.
The book borough is very amenable to like donating to
Yeah,
the library,
I agree
in my
about
experience. Yeah.
Do like the Jelly Club of the Year, but like a book of the year, and they could pick out a friend's book from the thing for free, one book a year or one book a month. All right, excellent ideas. All right, moving on to 4F regarding the enhanced library cards. It was brought up at the Friends meeting, and Aaron had the great idea of asking if they could bring one to show the Friends group, and so I requested that they would also bring one so we could check it out as well.
Sure. So me again. So just to give you a little overview of our enhanced card program, and I'll pass this around. A couple of years ago, some Houston Public Library staff recognized the need for additional identification for marginalized people, such as immigrants, the unhoused, and the elderly. They began an enhanced library card program, and it is now spreading throughout the state, to include San Marcos Public Library, Austin Public Library, and us. While each library system's program differs slightly in the fine details, they all have some things in common, such as photo, date of birth, address. Our enhanced library card is for adults 18 or older and includes your library card number, photograph, address, date of birth, the expiration date, and a scannable barcode. Enhanced library cards are valid for 3 years for residents and a year for paid non-resident. It is currently accepted by our utility billing department, Pflugerville Police, and our Parks and Rec department. One thing that's different from the example passed around is in order to get Parks and Rec on board, we had to add a line that says Pflugerville ISD resident, yes or no. That way they know whether it's in their purview in addition to their scope as well as ours. Our current card holders are welcome to upgrade their card to an enhanced card at any time for no cost, but there's no requirement to do so. There's no additional cost for an enhanced card. They're free just like a regular card. We began the program in the fall of 2025. We were hoping to start in September, but because of higher up meetings and things like that, it didn't actually get rolling till mid-October. And demand's slowly been growing. Cards are available by appointment or by inquiring at the checkout desk. We usually create 1 or 2 enhanced cards a week. We've also been sharing our experience with other libraries who are planning their own programs, such as Del Valley and Montgomery County Library Systems. So,
And you said they're active for 3 years?
yes, just like a regular library card.
But there's no expiration date on them, right?
Yes, there should be. That's an early example, so
Yeah.
it'll have an.
It'll be in the account too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's automated. It'll say you have to renew.
And they can use that to check out books just like a regular library?
Yeah.
Yeah, this example has an expiration date.
It
So.
does?
I'm sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, this machine back here is our card printer, so it's mobile, we can take it with us to, outreach if we have the truck or whatever, or card it all over the library, and it only takes a few minutes to create an enhanced card.
The criteria to get a card is in here. It's something that the board worked on last year, and what types of, like proof of address we would accept, that sort of thing. So that's all in here, and we're gonna talk about that later.
Any questions about enhanced cards?
How are we publicizing that we have enhanced cards available?
It's on the library website, under library cards section, and I believe Tiara has also done some social media posts.
Not a ton. I can do another round. I know at one
Yeah.
point we paused because we had to hash out the parks thing.
Yeah.
So then I stopped promoting it, but then I'm realizing I could probably bring it back at a degree that's appropriate. So, yeah.
And I know word of mouth, it's starting to really spread that way.
Gotcha. I was wondering if we might maybe reach out to some advocacy groups that might find this useful.
I know of a couple, Kamina ATX would absolutely love this, and I've been in talks with them recently, so
Yeah.
this would be fantastic.
Or maybe even, I don't know if it's inside Pflugerville, but I think there's a local domestic violence shelter. It might be useful to let them know that this is possible as well.
Yeah.
And we can use, if somebody's at a shelter, they can have shelter staff write them a letter saying that that is their address. That is absolutely something we accept for people who have housing insecurity.
I know there's a resource, Connect ATX, where folks go for things of that nature, food, housing, cell phones, even they'll provide you a cell phone if you don't have one. I'm sure if they have information on enhanced IDs in libraries, that can be helpful for those that may not have an ID as well. I'll try to talk to my partners at work who partner with them and see if they're interested in having that information and doing more communications on that if interested.
Good idea.
Do they need to come to the library too? They come here to get it? Do they have transportation? I know the city does like
Yeah, they do the Fetch a Ride voucher.
I wonder
Yeah.
if they could let them know that as well, if you
Yeah.
get here perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, does it have to use, do they have to use, I guess, their legal name? I'm thinking of trans people who might have a different
We
first
have
name
a
or-
section for preferred names on their card, regular card application. I'm happy to have them put it however they want it on their ID. So
Yeah.
they can absolutely use their preferred name. I don't know if they would want to, because this is, how sometimes it's to back up a different form of ID, but that's up to them. That's their choice.
Is there a disclosure when getting an enhanced ID?
I'm sorry.
Is there some sort of disclosure when getting your enhanced ID?
Just that it's acts as a regular library card.
Okay.
You know, and then we have it in our tracking system that it's an enhanced card versus a regular card.
Will the owner of a white Honda Ridgeline please come up to the greeter desk? Thank you.
I was just asking because I was like, maybe that may or may not be an appropriate place to be like, you may choose your name, or if you choose your preferred name, just know that it can take away a little bit from what the purpose of this ID is.
We can
Just an
certainly
idea.
add that.
Well, yeah. How is that how would that be communicated to people that they could do?
I believe when they fill out the regular application, it's got a section there for preferred name. And then when any staff is converting their card to an enhanced card, I usually just have them check, okay, how do you want it on there? So
Yeah, they have to
verbal
do the
check-in.
application for a regular card first, and then they just choose the enhanced card after that. So all of that's on there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
That's wonderful.
All right.
That's great.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item 5A, discuss and consider action on library fees.
Okay, so we don't actually have to decide this tonight, I don't think. I think we can do it next month. But this is something that I want y'all to consider, because if we choose to eliminate the fees that I'm going to discuss in a minute, then it needs to go to the Finance and Budget Committee for approval. So several years, it's been about 10 years, we had a director in. It was right after we did the expansion. And so she was brainstorming ways of generating revenue for the library. And one of those ways was to have a non-residency fee. Prior to that, the Friends of the Library did not have that in there because they wanted the entire school district to be able to use the library. So we've had it both ways, you know. It doesn't generate a ton of money. It generates a little, but not a ton, because we're a service. We're not a money-making department. So I wanted to propose removing the non-residency fee. Now, again, all of this would have to go through Finance and Budget, and possibly Council too. And my reasoning is that we are here to make access to information easy for everyone. And some people are sort of in those in-between service areas. And even though we only charge $25 a year, that's a lot to some people.
So the
Yeah.
fee is $25 a year for non-residents?
Yes.
Is that per person, though?
Yes.
So, do kids get library cards, or does the parent hold one for the kids?
They could do either.
Okay.
Yeah. I think our checkout limit's 30 items, so it works pretty good.
And if the kids wanted a library card, it would be 25 as well?
It would be a student non-resident, yeah, and it costs also.
How much revenue does it generate annually? Do you
I
know?
knew you were going to ask that. And I had the number, but I don't have it right now, but I will send it out to y'all.
If you wanted to limit it, would it make sense to limit it to people who don't have access to TechShare from their home library? Because someone who's got TechShare can get
Can get a library card
already.
here, yeah.
So
But you have a limit, it limits your access. You only can check out 5 items. You can't reserve, you know, there's certain limits as compared to a regular membership.
I'm not suggesting you limit it, but
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
needed to.
I don't want to make it really complicated, so I would have to figure out the logistics of that, but I'm open to that too. It's just something for consideration. It's not something that we have to do by any means. So,
That
yeah.
check share that Erin mentioned, that's the card where you can go to different libraries in your area. I know that's an option. Is there something else like an in-network kind of like, hey, Austin does it, we do it?
Yeah, not really. You know, we communicate all the time, the different libraries, but we're all funded slightly differently and governed slightly differently. I think Wells Branch has a governing board, and we have an advisory board, so it's a little different it's hard to make that work. But we do have interlibrary loan, which is reciprocal borrowing. So if somebody came in here and wanted to borrow something from another library, then we would bring it over.
Would it, just an idea as well here, would it be possible to expand what a resident is and maybe expand it to the greater Austin area? So anyone from Liberty Hill to, let's say, South Austin would be in range of a residency. And then if you're in Kyle, San Marcos, then you would still have to do that 25.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that y'all could
Yeah.
consider and bring forward. Prior to 2012, I think it was limited to Texas, but it could be limited to Travis and Williamson County or whatever. But that would be up to y'all.
What is the concern with scoping it at all?
I don't have a concern with it.
You mean as opposed to
Like, it
canceling
seems complex to
residency?
tear. How, like, I can't imagine it makes that much money, and is it like people coming in from far away and,
Either have a resident or don't have a resident.
well, what's the difference? Like what are they doing? They're taking books and not bringing them back? Like, is that the concern?
How many number of users would you say, do you know?
The last time I looked at it, and granted it's been several years, it was about, I want to say 15%, but that seems high. So I'd have to check. But I can definitely
That's definitely high.
get that out to you guys.
I think, so what you're saying, what we've been told by some people before, like within the city, is like the feeling that, well, we pay taxes for the library, so these people don't pay taxes and they're getting the same benefit, but they're not contributing. I think that's what people have said on the other side.
Yeah, that's my question. Is it a concern that the materials are,
I
somebody's
don't think we
driving
have
through
that
town and,
concern.
right,
No.
it's that they're taking something they didn't pay for?
Right.
Yeah, but the school district doesn't pay into supporting the library either.
Yeah,
And anybody who's in the district
Yeah.
can get a library card, so. I mean, like I said, let's think about this
Yeah.
for the next month or so and then come back. I am open to different scenarios. I
Yeah.
think that's good. And I won't write you hate mail if you decide not to send this to finance and budget. But I personally, and I think I speak for a lot of my staff, very much believe that public libraries are here for everybody and everybody is welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you would, whoever you mentioned that, but would they be wanting you to replace the revenue that would be lost? in
I don't
order to
think
do
so.
that? Okay.
I mean, it could get to finance and budget and they say no. It could get to the council and they say no. So there's a lot of areas where they could put the kibosh on it.
What's the, cause I get what you were saying about, they don't pay taxes here, why are they having access? But is there a significant increase from the people who borrow out of district not returning items? Is that the issue? Cause if they're returning them, then I don't see the problem, but is it a disproportionate return?
I can definitely run those numbers, but I would say not from my experience has it definitely been people without. Maybe I'd have to look and see who's in the district and not a resident, but
Okay.
it hasn't been, in my experience, people that got a library card through TechShare or something else and not returning.
I feel strongly about opening it up to everybody. That's
Yeah.
why I keep talking. It seems like the only concerns, to me, real fast, right, would be it's some significant revenue, right? That would be, a loss, right? Or the services that were being provided were being, abused somehow, right? Like nobody down the street can borrow a book ever because they're always done by the people,
Those
from Waco
people
or
in
whatever.
Buda.
Right, like they're coming and taking the things or the services are being abused somehow. Other than that, I can't imagine either of those are true. That there's a ton of revenue from $25 things and it seems like a terrible thing if a family came in and the kid wanted a library card and can't get it because it's $25, right? So.
And
I agree, yeah.
we have noticed also that with the charter schools that are here, they don't have libraries and they don't necessarily, families live within the
Yeah.
district. But we, and council, I believe, was amenable to us providing those cards because they're here. And we provide cards to people who work in Pflugerville for free. So
So to
we're
speak-
inching it anyway.
to speak to your point, Sean, I think one of the other things that you might want to consider is, so if there's 2,592 people that visited in February 2026, 15% of that is 388. So if 388 books got checked out from people that weren't in the area, one of the complaints would be, I went to go get this book and it wasn't there. Now, they would never know that somebody else checked it out,
Yep.
but that could be an issue or an argument for someone, not to say that I feel that way, but that could be one of the
No,
other.
understood.
Not that they didn't return it, but just that, hey, now there's not an extra 1,000 books are getting checked out.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that. Like, if there were some numbers that the people local couldn't come and get their resources that they presume the library is for, I think that'd be a valid thing to consider.
Was it like that before? Because y'all said that it was open at one point.
It
was that an issue?
No, it wasn't necessarily an issue, but Pflugerville is like 3 times the size it was from back then, and the whole area. But I don't recall it being particularly people who were outside of the district.
And there's also the reserve system too. If somebody really wants a book, they can put it on reserve.
Yeah.
Or ask for it from another library, right?
I would say the first thing to do would be to check with the city to make sure we could do it. Because you got like the trash or the recycling center that has a non-residency fee. You've got the Pflugerbahn, the pool over here, has a non-residency fee. Like all city things usually have a non-residency fee. And so I think we would need permission from them before we said, hey, let's
Okay.
stay.
I will
I'm
look into all that.
staff, so I'm not trying to weigh the needle. But if it did get shot down, I know you mentioned that we could expand the counties. I know, for example, I follow a lot of the things that Austin does pretty closely, like grant making and stuff. And so they do like the 5-county region. So like Travis, Williamson, Bastrop, Caldwell, and then Hayes, and those are the ones that are the closest. And then I can't imagine anybody would be driving in from like Bell County to use the Pflugerville. I mean, they could.
We
but-
get a lot of people from Manor actually because
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
have.
library.
But Manor's in Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the,
Well, yeah, and we have so many confusing, overlapping, different things, ISD versus the county versus various precincts or whatever, that I think to keep it as simple as possible. I would be in favor of, opening it up to everybody, but if we were going to, focus it in, then I like that 5-county.
I agree that it should be simple.
Yeah.
I don't believe we have to open it up to everyone just yet, but I believe that we've made it more accessible to the folks around the Austin area, that it could potentially lead to good changes with other libraries too, where they'll be like, hey, you know what? We're gonna open ours too. That's just a hope, but I think that is a possibility. And I do think that getting rid of the fee altogether, like Sean said, I'm not sure that's a great idea, but definitely helping reduce that barrier for folks is something that I would love to be a part of.
Would it help if we did an analysis of what other library systems do in this regard and did a scan?
Yeah.
I can do that if you want.
Yeah,
That's-
if you'll look at I call them the usual suspects. But it's like Georgetown, Cedar Park,
Yeah.
Hutto, Round Rock, and I think that's it.
I could do it.
Austin's a little bit of a weird fish because they have 21 branches and it's just a whole different thing.
Yeah, I could do it for the whole Central Texas site.
Yeah.
I think that there's 2 separate issues here, which is can we do it and should we do it? My opinion is, can we, it depends on what kind of revenue we're talking about and whether we make it up. But for me, the more important question is should we do it? And I think I like to come back to why are we here? We're here to expand access and use for information for everyone. And so if that is the decision that we want to make, then it's a how can we rather than a if we can. So I think we can figure out the answer with the analysis of whether it's due and what it would actually mean. But I think it's really important for us to maintain that focus on our mission to increase the access. And also, I find it very poignant to talk about a family who's here with a kid who wants to take a book out, and then they find out, oh, there's a fee, and they have to put that book back.
Yeah.
You know, I would
Yeah.
hate for that to happen.
I was gonna say, if they won't approve, or we can't get rid of the fees altogether, would it be possible to reduce them to like $2 and then maybe, I don't want to necessarily say have a donation jar, because that seems kind of tacky, but have some kind of where people who want to help out, with
We're
that
that
in the
happy,
community.
we've had them
You
before.
have had that?
Did you
Okay.
have a
Yes.
librarian
I love that.
override power?
Please print or email
Oh.
now.
A librarian override power, like, so if they can't afford the $25, hey, we're gonna waive
What
it.
I have done in the past, now this wasn't necessarily the fee for library cards, but if somebody had lost books or something, we do charge for that. But we do a payment plan if they can't, and it could be 50 cents a week, it doesn't matter. And they can still use the library as long as they're making a concerted effort, yeah.
And we also have what we call temporary cards, where we've done, where we had like people coming to the area that were displaced by like a hurricane. We could give them a temporary card even though they don't actually live here, or if somebody's experiencing
Yeah.
homelessness. So,
Yeah,
another option.
disaster relief cards.
Yeah.
We do, I think the temporary cards were during COVID. But we do, as he was saying, a disaster relief card, and that doesn't have to be a big disaster. If I lost my job and was homeless tomorrow, that's a disaster, you know? So, that's how we look at it.
I'm thinking about Apollo. I'm already annoyed, but logistically, but what is a sliding scale an option if it does get shot down? Just floating that out there.
I'm sure it's an option, but I don't like the idea of different prices for different people. So I would be more apt to go with, like, just lower it to $5 or something.
Yeah.
And maybe putting a payment plan for that would be better, so that kid could leave with a book that day.
Yeah.
And with y'all talking about this, if we do end up opening it up like we would like to, that could be something that could be discussed at the summit, and maybe seeing about getting our other libraries in the area, like they said, to open it up. That might be a good opportunity while they're all there together to kind of brainstorm.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it possible to differentiate too, physical versus electronic?
We do that also. We have something called a digit card.
Yeah.
So we realize that school children cannot necessarily get to the library, particularly the kids that go to Connolly, because if they don't have transportation, they'll have to walk across I-35 to get here. So we do have digit cards, so parents do have to sign up for them. And it does give the kids access to everything that's in our digital collection, so the parents are encouraged to, if they have certain restrictions, should be there with their kid. But yes, we do have that, and we have, during COVID, we opened up our electronic card to anybody who asked.
Yeah, because Houston Public Library, anyone in the state of Texas can
And New
access
York
it.
Public Library too. I got all my virtual copies.
I have her on the wait lists.
So for next month, Jocelyn, right? Jocelyn's gonna give us an analysis of the surrounding public libraries and see what they do. Jennifer, would you be able to give us back the number of how much revenue it generates annually? How many users there are for like last year? And pros and cons of keeping it and pros and cons of getting rid of it?
Okay,
So we can have that information.
yep.
All right, excellent discussion. All right, moving on to 5B, discussion and consider action to appoint library policies committee. So every year we review the policies and make sure they are in line with the library board and the library director working hand in hand.
Yeah, and this year, I've just thrown it out there again. Y'all don't have to decide on it tonight or ever. But we do a committee to get through just sort of the nuts and bolts of our comprehensive 5-year plan. And then it goes to the library board and they add all of your stuff. And I was wondering if you want to do the policies the same way, where there's a smaller group that's, getting all my grammar and my punctuation's atrocious. But to get through that sort of nitty-gritty stuff and then bring it to the board for their input. It's up to y'all.
So for the 5-year plan, it's normally the chair and 2 other members?
The chair, the vice chair, and 1 member.
Chair, the vice chair, and 1 other member. So Holly and I would be out because we'll be in the 5-year plan. Would anyone else like to sign up, volunteer right now? And then we could, see if any of the remaining board members would like to be on this 3 or 4 person committee to do this one. What do you guys think? Splitting up the work?
What's the difference between this and the 5-year?
I volunteer too.
For the 5-year or
The policy?
The policies.
policies? All right. So Sean and Jessica are signing up for policies and procedures. The difference is the 5-year plan aligns with the city and how they see the progression of the library coming with the growth of the city and stuff like that. And these are dealing directly with the rules that the library sets for themselves.
And you'll have to make a motion to appoint a 5-year, policy committee.
Can we appoint both right now, the 5-year and the?
No, we can't because
It's not on.
5 years not on the, yeah.
All right, Jessica, Sean are in for the policy procedures. Anyone else? We got one more?
Am I
Yeah.
allowed to?
Yeah,
Okay,
Megan?
sure.
All right, so that sounds like a group 3. So I make a motion to approve Megan, Sean, and Jessica for the Policy and Procedure Review Committee. Your guys' job would be to read through it, check the policies and procedures, suggest any changes, suggest any amendments, suggest any inclusions or exclusions to keep us up to date, and correct any punctuation and all that good stuff.
And look at the language that we're using also to make sure that it is not targeting anybody and it is not excluding anybody.
Easy to read, all that good stuff.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries unanimously. All right, does anyone on the board have anything else that we wouldn't be really able to discuss, but maybe put it on the meeting for next
I
meeting?
have a question about the library policies committee.
Yeah.
How does that work? When do we do that?
I will do a Zoom meeting,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
It's actually a Teams meeting, but we'll call it Zoom.
So yeah, I'd say take this home right now, just kind of glance through it a little bit, and then she'll send a Zoom meeting out, and so you guys will have like a 1 or maybe 1.5 hour meeting to go through it, and each of you give suggestions and whatnot. She'll present it to the board, and then if you need like a second meeting, something like that.
These are also online if you prefer electronic.
All right. Anything?
We're not talking too much about the 5-year, but I can help you with the 5-year when we get there.
All right, perfect. You're in, Austin. All right, anybody have anything else? All right, make a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Excellent meeting, everyone.
Yeah.